So, welcome everybody. Today's mindfulness topic is the value of vulnerability. How often in the work that we do are we willing to admit, gosh, I don't know, or I don't have an answer for that? How often do we shield a part of ourself out of being fearful? Of being unaccepted, ridiculed, or unworthy? How often do we suppress our voice or alter our opinions in order to fit in order to get along? All of these actions, while perhaps well-intended, are the opposite of living a more authentic life through the lens of vulnerability. Vulnerability takes courage. It takes courage to share aspects of ourselves that don't feel polished or perfect. And there is value in practicing vulnerability. What does it look like in the classroom or as a leader? It's admitting you don't know something. It's asking for help or support. Sharing a personal difficulty that is real and alive in the moment without oversharing. It's telling the truth without the white lies. It's risking speaking up. And it's also offering an apology or admitting a mistake. Vulnerability means that we welcome and express the full range of our humanness. That includes our gifts and our quirks and foibles. This allows the social masks and conditioning to fall away. If we cut ourselves off from or avoid being vulnerable, we are practicing cutting ourselves off from other rich life experiences. We train ourselves to live a life that's wound tight, artificially controlled, or overtly planned out. There are benefits of stepping into our vulnerability. Vulnerability boosts our emotional intelligence, enhances self-expression, deepens relationships, builds trust, and creates connections. Poet Jeff Foster says yes to the mess. He says it's exhausting trying to be good and kind and loving, selfless, faultless, perfect, the best, the most highly evolved, the most spiritual. It can be such a relief when we start to allow ourselves to be imperfect and human again, when we begin to bless the mess of our vulnerable, ever-changing, and unpredictable mortal self. And so that leads us to the meditation to awaken our vulnerability. I invite you to let those words settle and trust that they will take seed where it's most fertile within you. Begin the meditation by coming fully into the present moment, bringing awareness to this body in this place, in this moment. Closing the eyes completely or partially. Take a moment to feel the feet where they're planted on the floor, the earth beneath. Feel the seat as it connects with the chair or object beneath. And feel the support that earth and object provide. And then bringing attention to the breath, this body breathing. Feel the breath. Rather than do the breath or intellectualize the breath, Feel the breath. The inhale wave feels like this. And the exhale wave feels like this. Invite a slowing. Invite a soothing. Invite a calming. Invite an allowing to simply be exactly as you are in this moment. There's no need to perfect the process. There's no need to over-expect an outcome. There's simply sitting here, breathing and being. As you sit and the body begins to soften, imagine bubbles of color floating within you. There's no need to get it right, and there's no way to get it wrong. Just imagining bubbles of color. One grouping of bubbles represents abundance. What color is abundance bubbling within you? These bubbles of abundance represent all things uniquely you, things that bring you to life, things that provide you with energy, things that make your heart sing, and you share that song with others. What does this feel like, bubbling within you? There are also bubbles representing heaviness, bubbling within you. What color are these heavy bubbles? There's no way to get it right, and there's no way to get it wrong. These heavy bubbles and their color represent insecurities, shame, regret, mistakes, unknowing, failures. These are things you may not like. They might feel uncomfortable. Things that you might keep hidden from others. What do these feel like? And now sit with all the bubbles and what they represent, befriending all parts of ourself, all that shows up, even the parts that feel vulnerable and unlovable. Allow space for all to be here, to be seen, to be felt. To live authentically means to be able to express all that arises within us. And now returning attention to the breath, feeling the wave of the inhale and the wave of the exhale. All parts of you belong. All parts of you are unique. There is no one else just like you in the entire universe. Be your vulnerable and authentic self. Be the you were meant to be.